What's up, guys? Welcome to Resume Game Episode 6. My name is Lee. I'm joined today by Mike 2.
Hey, I thought it was Mike 1.
Oh, no. We established in the last episode that
We
you
established nothing.
you are
in this
indeed
episode.
Mike 2.
Mike, the real Mike 2 is out being a vandal right now, so I am going to be Mike 1 in his place, a far better substitution, I might add, and I'm very thrilled for my existence at this moment.
Okay, Mike 2. Well, unfortunately,
No.
Mike 1 cannot join us tonight. But today we are discussing, is the modern gamer too spoiled? The short answer is yes, very. We have some discussion topics we're going to get into here. I'll start with the first one. Given that Mass Effect 3's ending was so bad, fans demanded that they change it, which they did. Do you think people have a right to complain about something like this, or should they just appreciate what a developer gives them? I'll just open up by saying, fans have no right to ask a developer to change that. That's like a slap in the face. Like, if you told an artist that something in their painting that was red would look better blue, they're going to tell you to piss off. Same thing with developers. It's their project. We have no right to tell them how to handle it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I agree with you that the concept that gamers literally went to the provider, developer, and basically said, hey, you, fix it now. There have been, I think it's more so along the lines of, I'm going to kind of go two ways on this. So, you just made the analogy about an artist, right? So, with an artist, they're creating some type of interpretation of something, okay? Sometimes, it could be a concept, an emotion, maybe like a part of, their interpretation of human soul. It could be all sorts of different things. It could be a tree, whatever. But an artist is pursuing something for themselves or for their craft. Yes, many artists sell their work, but it's also like that interesting, counter appreciation for the art. And if someone, feels something from it and they, then they buy it. As we know, there's art auctions across the world that can sell paintings for millions and millions of dollars, right? Okay. The thing for this is, yeah, I can see where gamers are like, I don't want this. No. But now you got this situation where, now you kind of go into this very awkward situation, which really wasn't the case in the past in older days of gaming, where you kind of have a chicken or the egg thing happening now, okay? Because, is this about the fans getting cranky on the developers, saying, you did not deliver what should have been the ending. Shame on you. Now fix it, or we will mar your existence.
It was
for
the
the rest of your
developer's
days.
vision, though. It was their vision. It was their project.
But as a developer, and you're right, but as a developer, if that ending, if there was the ending the fans wanted, and that in a way should have been roundabouts what the ending should have been. I am negligent of Mass Effect 3. I'm just talking off the cuff here. The developers serve the gamer as well. So, while they may be looking to redefine gaming, possibly bring it to a new level, they're also still serving that audience, okay? When you go to the movies, you're expecting the movie to end in a certain way. And if it doesn't, what happens? You're cranky.
Mm-hmm.
The developer, in this instance, it seems, through the popular vote of the gaming opinion market, whatever you want to call it, populace, whatever, they did not produce the ending that should have been. And this wasn't a surprise like the ending everybody wanted in the hearts of the gaming community was a secret. It was known what they wanted. And they did not deliver. As a gamer, you kind of do have a right then to get annoyed. Do I say that we're in an era where we're kind of spoiled with it? Yes, because in a way, the developer can say, look, this is indeed, as you said, Lee, our vision. this is how it's gonna go down. Okay, cool. But on the other note, everybody is just so scared of counter reaction from people today. And everything moves so fast. And that's about it. And like, they just said, we'll fix it. We'll fix it for you. And I do kind of give them a nod for that. But also don't give them a nod because, I don't know where that, maybe you have some thoughts on this, but I don't know where that boundary line is. I don't know in modern day. Okay? I think before, in days past, we would say the boundary is what the developer gives is what you get. But we now live in a society where the average person does have a very hefty leeway of input into things. You look at the news. You see the news or just topical discussion shows. I watch my sports shows. They have portions of their programming now dedicated to highlighting certain tweets and Facebook posts from people on topics. When did that become a thing? But it shows that, as a, maybe not the heart of producing, but you're a controller of it, you want to embrace that with the public. And that's kind of tough. I would say. I don't know. Are they spoiled? I don't know. I mean, what's your game on this?
There's some instances where the fans are right. Going into movies is kind of off topic, but you know how George Lucas, his little director's cut where he adds in all the CG, that never needed to existed. I understand the fan lashback on that.
Right. Well, yeah, but again, though, that's kind of like, I guess in my opinion, when you say something like that, and I get what, yes, there's a lot of fan, lashback. There's a lot of flashback. Let me try again. A lot of backlash because, why would you keep altering what's already considered a gem, right? But the thing is, I would say that, I kind of see that in a way as will be DLC for video gaming, and whether DLC is any good or not. Okay, I kind of how I see that because he chose to insert extra content people didn't appreciate, much is the case a lot of times for DLC for games, which may not be as great quality, but it'll put out there anyway in the hopes of people of buying that DLC, just like how people buy the new releases of movies that had that new content, right? Okay, where if you went to the theater to see it, or you bought it on disc or whatever.
I just think like the whole Mass Effect 3 thing might just pave the way for future games for fans to just complain about everything, and they just until games just keep patching in changes to the games that are already out. Until fans are satisfied, they can't keep doing that.
Well, remember, they did patches of Final Fantasy 15 as well.
Here we go with 15.
Yep. No, I know. I usually go on my tirade, but I'm not this time. Okay, from what I understand, a lot of cutscenes in 15 are from that CGI movie where it was, I don't forget what it was called, Kingsglaive, whatever. I said Knight's World. I don't know. I'm never going to watch the thing. But they had that CGI movie, and there are cutscenes from that movie that were just ripped out from the movie, dropped into the game.
I didn't even notice that, but then again, I never saw the movie, so.
But it's not that. In America, we would have never known anything. The thing was, when the game was out in Japan, there was already backlash from those people basically saying, you made this whole CGI movie, and you got this game, and the CGI movie is full of plot and everything else, but you don't have a single penny of that plot in the main game.
Right.
Apparently, which makes sense. If you think about early on in the game, especially during the Do Sky portion or anything, and you take out all those cutscenes, you are playing a very lost game, actually. Which makes sense if you think about yanking out those points in terms of like flow and plot fill and everything. And so in a way, did not Square Enix do the same thing? They dropped those movies in as patch files to your game, is what they did. And, hopefully I'm not like totally wrong on this, but, that's fascinating to me and they did that like right away. This wasn't a thing they sat on. I think it was a day one patch. And, there's no example there to gaming community. But again, I think that Final Fantasy 15 and Mass Effect 3 have that same commonality I already discussed, which is the fact that these developers did not research properly to satisfy the gamer. That's what I think.
There was also the controversy with Chapter 13 being really long and drawn out, which I didn't find was a problem. I didn't have a problem going through Chapter 13.
Yeah,
It was a
thought that
little
odd.
long. It was a little long, but they
Yeah.
completely patched the entire thing, and they added an alternate route that you could play as Gladio,
Right. I mean,
which is kind of cool. I want to go back and do that.
well, what?
I feel like they didn't need to, though.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, again, a great game does not need adjusting. The second a game needs adjusting, in my opinion, there's a problem. I understand if you're trying to fix like frame rate issues, maybe background scaling elements.
Yeah, that's
you
all
know, technical,
typical.
That's
Yeah.
fine, yeah. But when you are fixing what should have been the foundation, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this: it is known nowadays that production teams are understaffed for many games, or your big companies are stretching their crew members as they are working on multiple titles at once, okay? And you kind of got to figure out, well, who's the big fish that's going to get the most help. And so that does hurt. So I think also you might say it's a reaction to perhaps the I would say like the gaming design market. You don't have enough people to perhaps design the game the way it should be, so you just get somewhere in the ballpark, publish it, and then if there's feedback, you just kind of glorify the gamer and pop out that content and say, well, here you go. We appreciate you being a customer, and you did indeed make a purchase of our product, and we'd like to make good with you.
You have a good point there. I guess
know,
like modern, like just games that come out today.
Well, see, my thing, I guess like
Like sometimes developers rush games out
see,
and they're not as good as they should
my
be.
thing in terms of gamers being spoiled is kind of like, say you go to the bar, and you go to this dive of a bar, and you got this dude behind the counter who's got like 3 wooden limbs and the 4th limb's a giant bird wing, don't ask, and he just kind of like barks at you, and you thinks he's saying beer, and that sounds pretty good to you, and you find out the beer is like 50 cents, and you're like, cool, beer 50 cents, and then like you keep buying more of the same beer for 50 cents, which is a bargain. Problem is the beer's absolute garbage, and all of a sudden you're vomiting and crapping all over the place. Okay, I kind of see the gaming market kind of like that, in the sense that it's this inoculation where, you just keep getting the same titles and the same things. Would you like another serving of Resident Evil? No, thank you. Well, here's Resident Evil 9, but I didn't order that. Here you are, sir. Good day. And they like walk away like, what the hell just happened? Same thing. I complain about this at least twice already, which is Assassin's Creed. Hello, sir. Here's your next Assassin's Creed. Oh, good. Well, I don't want that. Could I have, Assassin's Creed, you're an assassin in a timeline history. Oh, well, this time you're going to battle dinosaurs. Great, great, great. Like, I feel that, but then again, so many gamers are into Assassin's Creed, into Resident Evil, that you kind of just keep pumping out the content. And even though, from I hear Resident Evil 7 is a wonderful reboot of the series, it still serves a choice. Can we make something else? But you got that brand. We talked about brand, I think, last episode. How heavy brand is, and how
They switched it up though, right? It's first person in 7. It wasn't like that in the other games.
It's first person, but then again, you start comparing it to other first person survival horror games then if you want to start walking that bridge, and that's the other thing too. I mean, I'm not saying that was a bad decision. I just think that I think we are in an era where gamers do have more of an opinion of what they want, and developers kind of jump to push the games out, but they may not put as much development into it as they did in the past. I would say gamers have always wanted Final Fantasy, okay, and they've and Final Fantasy always would put through a significant amount of development each time. I just feel that the goals and development has been adjusted over time to where maybe it's not as effective as it once was, because you're kind of looking at that eye. It says Final Fantasy. I am going to buy it. It worked for me. I am going to buy it. Yes. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, fan input is important for development of a game.
Yeah.
But after a game's released, like, I think they're just asking for too much.
And I think that's a fair point. I think it's a fair point. You know, gamers, don't stop. You know, gamers, anybody's listening to this, don't stop. Keep telling those developers what it is that you want. You know, and hopefully they listen to you before the game comes out. Because yes, fixing it afterwards, I think that's untenable. That should have been already decided. That should have already been produced in that manner.
Yeah, because people who jump in after they fix something, they're going to have a completely different view of what other people have seen. So it's just going to be a big confusing mess if you change plot points, storylines, and stuff like that.
Yeah. And like I said, and to the gamers that are out there, don't stop. I'm not telling anyone that you should just, shut up and eat your vegetables, right? Okay? Tell them what you want for dinner. That's cool. I think we see... I think it's very, 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 very cyclical. I mean, the spoiling that you talk about is indeed there. And it's there, I think, from an initial lack of research and development, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in some cases, fans are crybabies about it, but in other cases, they are right, I guess, with certain aspects of a game should be better.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
it depends on the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, for myself, I don't have many personal experiences with that because I kind of just take what I have. I mean, if I think about things right now, I'd probably say Xenoverse 2. There's some elements in that game I'd love to see them improve on, because as a big DBZ fan, I was only so satisfied by that game, but still one of my favorite DBZ games out there. But, again... I kind of look at it as I could voice what some of my concerns with the game are, but I'm hoping that when Xenoverse 3 comes out, that, some of those things may be addressed anyway, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good thing about sequels, too, is, they have time to address issues with fans before the game comes out and, fix anything that was wrong with the previous title instead of, going back and patching things when it's already out. I don't know. That seems like a big mess to me.
It's always a big mess. It's inconvenient to the gamer. How now in terms of being spoiled, I will say this: everyone, especially if like you're competitive gaming, everyone is hooked on those big games. Kind of like all your first-person shooter games and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is hooked on, where it's Battlefront or whoever. Getting that game launch night and playing it right away, because everyone wants the highest gamer score for your rankings on the leaderboards. It's a very big thing. Gamers want that right away, and they dive right into it hardcore right away. It's been happening a lot lately where gamers are kind of getting hosed because they go at midnight, pick their game up, run home, get ready to go. You got a patch to install first. It's 1.2 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then and all of a sudden everybody and people do get angry and they.
Well, that's why they let you preload games if you go in the stores.
Oh yeah, if you preload the game, sure, but there's been instances where the patches didn't come out at time with the preload either. There's been instances that they're getting better with it. Yeah, that because they're getting better with it.
Yeah, I always see advertisements for new games preloaded now and ready to play.
Yeah, but there's some games that people want right there and then in their hands at midnight.
Yeah,
we haven't really had a situation yet where, God forbid, a whole bunch of people buy digital download and like something happens and they can't download their game. Oh God, because even
forget digital, man. I buy all physical games.
I buy some digital if it's on a great sale. I usually buy physical though. Yeah.
I just download like the the indies, the smaller games.
Yeah, sure.
That's it.
I mean, yeah. I
But,
mean,
well,
indies,
obviously because they
demos,
don't have physical
yeah.
releases. Well, some of them do get physical releases later on, even though they don't need them. Like
Yeah,
Pac-Man.
but I mean, like all my Telltale games, I typically buy
yeah.
digital.
They'll
although-
usually
or, you
release the
know,
good ones as like a bundle. Like they
They
put
do.
Journey, Flower, and some other game together on the
They had-
PS3.
yeah, okay, right, like and like that, and I didn't buy that because I already bought like I think 2 or 3 already. So I'm like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
but so
Right.
I mean, I bought Flower. Oh, that game's such a cool little game to play. I bought that game.
Yeah,
God,
I only played a
I
demo.
bought that a long time ago on PS3. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah. It was fun. It was relaxing.
yeah, it's a pretty cool game. Yeah.
But,
So what's next? We got
Anywho,
here?
let's move on to our next topic here.
Brr,
1 second, we pull it up.
brr,
Meh.
brr. I'm
Okay.
not Mike 2.
Nintendo fans are arguably the worst fans. Once one franchise is revived, they complain about where the next one is. After clamoring for Metroid to return, we were given not one, but 2 new Metroid announcements. Then everyone asked where F-Zero and Earthbound are. All these complaints help no one and are ultimately bad for the industry. Why can't people just be satisfied with what's thrown at them? I think, Nintendo fans, they need to understand that Nintendo's not just one company. They have multiple different developers working for them. There's HAL Labs, Retro Studios,
Rare.
Tokyo EAD. Yeah, Rare. They've gone to the dark side.
Yes.
But I mean, as far as like another Earthbound goes, like people been complaining for them to either port Mother 3 over or make a new Earthbound, and no one understands. Like iToy, whatever his name is, I think it's iToy, the creator of Earthbound. He still has the rights to that game, so it's up to him whether he wants to make a new one, and he doesn't. He thinks it's over. So
Disclaimer.
like
I didn't know that was his name.
something iToy.
Because you know what I was thinking
I think
of,
that's,
right?
I don't know that. No.
iToy. The wonderful accessory for your PS3.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking of. I'm like, are we playing the game with the critter? I had that critter game,
Yeah.
you like brush his hair and stuff. Yeah.
But
Not
I-
having it anymore
dude,
now.
I don't even know who the developer of F-Zero was, but
Here,
I don't-
I couldn't tell
who
you.
knows what they're even doing.
Mr. Zero. So,
But
okay.
everyone begs for all these old franchises to
Yeah.
come back, so
Well, I mean,
but they're working on like new IPs. Like they just came out with ARMS. They keep working on these new IPs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's great. Like the old stuff's great. It's great that they're bringing Metroid back, but I like fresh new stuff too.
I think it's interesting because Nintendo is, because you could say the same thing for Sony, with some of its franchises. You could say the same thing for Xbox, although I think maybe a little bit less, maybe, but it's about franchise recognition. Okay, Xbox has a number of franchises, but we don't really think of it as a lineage because they just have excellent franchises in certain capacities. You'd think of like Halo and Gears of War. Sony has a number of franchises that has served them well over the years. Okay, but I feel that for the most part, Sony's franchises don't match up to the instant recognition of Nintendo's franchises. Now we can say Sega's franchises too, but that's kind of goes by the wayside now that they produce software for multi-platform. But Nintendo has legendary level franchises. People who don't even touch a video game know who the Mario Brothers are. Okay, and this isn't new. This has been for decades. Okay, so you kind of have this situation where you have all the recognition of these franchises. The gamers know them over the years because Nintendo did a very good thing. But the gamers are now getting greedy, in my opinion, because Nintendo made a whole bunch of main franchises that were all outstanding. When everything you do is outstanding, then the gamer is going to crave more of the outstanding because they expect the outstanding. They want it, okay? And you think of most of Nintendo's main franchises. I can't say they're bad. Do each of them maybe have missteps? Oh, yes. But they have these wonderful characters and stories and concepts. And
Yeah, and they've
design.
all been around for over 20 years.
Yes.
There's deep lore,
Yes.
the big history behind them.
And you got the gamers. You know, there's two types of games right now. The games in a franchise, Kingdom Hearts, where it's a bazillion years between each game. Okay, and I'm talking about the main console games. I'm not talking about all the portable versions that came in between. While some are crucial to the plot and are good games, I'm talking about just your main line. Okay, your 1, your 2, your 3. Now, you know, or you have games, me saying this again, like Assassin's Creed, where they pop out a game almost every year. Just say, here you go, Nardos, Nardos.
Just like Madden,
and
Call of Duty.
because there's companies that do that, you got gamers looking at what they really want, going to those developers and saying, bro, I want that too, just as quickly, please, thank you. And, you know, and that's what they expect, that's what they want. And, you know, so in terms of spoiling way, you could kind of come back that into this topic in the sense of, you know, you could say Nintendo fans, you know, demand it. They demand it. You know, we're talking about, you know, like you said, like with Metroid. And, you know, I think it's kind of like when they say a television is an absolute maw, you cannot throw enough content at it, as we say. I think it's the same thing with Nintendo fans. Because those franchises are so flexible in their design, you could infinitely make everything. I mean, Mario's done everything from platformers to RPGs. You can make it work. And, you know, that's what I think these gamers are looking for.
Metroid fans are hard to satisfy as well because some people are torn between the first-person Prime games and the classic 2D games.
Absolutely.
Some people like one more than the other, and so they have to give you both.
And now that
It's just like when Metroid Prime first came out, they announced Fusion as well. Now
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing with 2 from the Game Boys coming back,
Yeah.
as well as Prime 4.
now again,
So they have to satisfy both sides of the fans.
now that's tough from a developer perspective. That is tough, and I don't know what the right answer is for that because if you're a consumer and you demand too much, and you know you overextend the resources of that developer, you may get two products out that are not going to be of great quality. And
They do
then
have
what-
two
and-
different developers working on the
but
two
then-
games,
and-
though.
But then what happens once that happens? Then you're going to have gamers complain about both.
Right.
You know, they're going to say, "Well, how come you guys couldn't get one of these right? Well, how come that one was done right and not that one?" You know, that type of feedback can happen also.
Yeah.
I mean,
I personally like both, so I'm not complaining at all about
no, but I mean, it's the same thing. But here's my feedback too, and kind of like you're going back to ARMS. They're investing resources in 2 Metroid games simultaneously. They could be developing something else. Mm-hmm. You know?
That's the thing. See, fans clamor for old franchises to come back. It leaves no room for them to create new stuff. But I guess they could
it's
get new
interesting-
developers on. They could get...
But it's
They could always
interesting
add developers.
because do you not want to keep making titles for a certain franchise, keep getting those sales?
I would
talked
love
about that
that.
already. But the thing is like, you know, but now, you know, gaming was totally bait. But see, the thing is, you know, you were talking about Metroid, you were talking about F-Zero, I believe you said, you know, you're talking about Earthbound, you know, maybe not so much Earthbound, because that was kind of like a standalone
Yeah,
thing.
again, I
There
was
are
gonna-
other-
I was
I know
gonna
there- I
say
know there are other
Earthbound is
mother
definitely a
games,
good
but, you
standalone
know,
game.
But I mean, but in terms of you know, the other ones that were excellent franchises that developed through the experimentation and processes of developing a game with the technology at the time to bring something fresh. When F-Zero came out, you're talking about Mode 7 graphic manipulation on the old SNES, right? Okay, that was groundbreaking. You play any new F-Zeros, they're not really that different from that first one you played. There's some upgraded thingies and whatnot, but they're really not any different. So, you know, now as a, you know, there is a clamoring, as you say, for these new games, but is that really the answer? Because now, you know, that innovation is kind of being sacrificed for just feeding more of the same to everyone. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of ARMS, right? Okay, I'm awful at the game.
Dude,
I'm absolutely
ARMS is
awful.
awesome.
I'm awful at the game. Don't
That's
care.
the best
I'm
game
awful.
ever.
It's a great looking game. It looks really fun. Too bad I suck at it. But like, you know,
I'm awesome at it.
No, I suck at it. Well, I'm not. I have a Switch, so what does it matter to me? What was saying? Let me go buy that right now,
Neither do I.
and I'll put it in my VCR. But like, you know, but like, but it's a very innovative idea, though. Something that really has been done. Exactly what we need to see, and it's a fun game.
It is very popular.
You know?
I can see sequels on the
and,
way.
and that's what we need to see more of.
Right.
You know, because I mean, how many Metroid games can we really have? I'm just saying. You know, I mean,
It's good every once in a while to bring an old franchise
If we're all going to
back in.
complain or anything, I want a new Kirby game.
Oh, you're getting one.
No, I know that. I want sooner. See, there's your point right there, right?
Actually, there's one coming out this year for 3DS. They didn't announce anything about it yet.
Oh, okay.
And one coming out for Switch next year. Dude, Kirby's one franchise that they let, like, they have a new release like every year for Kirby now. Like, they love Kirby.
But at least the games are pretty fun when they come out, though.
Oh, they are.
I
love them, man.
I give them
Kirby
that,
games
you
are
know?
great.
Yeah.
They have a huge fan install in Japan.
Yeah.
I love Kirby over there. There's
again-
Kirby cafes.
What?
Yeah, they got Kirby cafes in Japan.
There are like, so instead of like the maid girls, are they like dressed as like Kirby's?
I don't know about that, but the food
Is
is
Kirby on the plate?
Yes. Yeah, the design it's like
really?
I think it's like mostly pastries and bakery stuff, but
So you get
it's
like
all designed
so
after
you
like
get,
characters and
so you get like your Kirby cookie and like a night parfait or something.
yeah, Meta Knight Parfait.
Oh my god.
King DDD creme brulee.
Jesus. Oh, okay.
I think they were like limited time only pop-up cafes though. They have those over there like they'll open up for just a little while
Okay, sure.
and then they'll just close down. I
Hey,
don't
we
know,
have
I don't know how
Halloween
that
stores
works
that
over
pop
there.
up for like
That's true.
25 days
So
now.
they do that every year with Kirby over there.
They do that all the time here for Halloween stores. Hey, get your costume. I'll buy my Kirby. But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting because, you know, it's funny because we was talking about Kirby and I was really excited when I mentioned it because I always am, and like. And
Kirby's
yet,
great.
and that kind of makes me like part of the problem because I demand it too, you know. Although I'm not running around demanding for it, though. I can deal. I mean, I
appreciate that it's coming
wanted
out every
Kingdom
year.
Hearts 3, like, you know,
Well, you're supposedly getting it next year.
before I turn 40, but I'm not sure about that now. Okay,
Hey,
so,
they
you
just
know.
announced next year.
We'll see. They've been announcing it every year for the past couple of years. So you know,
They never set a release window until just now with the Toy Story trailer.
Whatever.
2018. It's
Yeah,
on the way.
It's on the way. It's
Well,
on
maybe
the
it was a
way.
typo. Maybe the one was supposed to be a 4.
No, I'm all about that. I'm all
2048.
about that. I'm about 2048. Yeah. Yeah. I figure by then I can't lose. I'm okay with that. Okay with that. I'll be ready when I got my PlayStation 10. So
I'm not complaining that they're churning out Kirby games like all the time because I love Kirby. Those games are always fun.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's
what are
kind of
some-
hard. How do you, but like real fast, like you just touch real fast. On Earthbound, how do you really improve upon Earthbound?
You can't, dude.
I mean, you gotta
Earthbound's
understand.
perfect.
We gotta do just improve the graphics. We talked about this already. That's
Yeah.
not really improving the game.
No.
You know, I mean, that game has a certain lore to it. So,
Yeah, Mother 3 could try to kind
can
of
I get
expand
new
on the lore.
Battletoads? Can I get that instead? How about new Battletoads?
No one wants that.
What? Whatever. Whatever.
I don't know if you played Mother 3. I played a fan translation of it, and it was okay. It kind of expanded on the lore of the Earthbound world. It had what's his face, Pokey.
Okay.
He was back as like Emperor Porky or whatever. It had an okay story, but it wasn't Earthbound, dude. Even though there was a prequel 2 on the NES, I think the SNES version, that's the only true like
That really is.
iteration of Earthbound that you need.
Yeah,
There doesn't need to be any more with that franchise.
I get
it's
that.
perfect the way it was
I get
with
that.
that one game. It's such a good game. Did you ever get the magazine, the secret magazine in the beach house?
No.
Oh yeah, there's an article in there about the Jersey Devil.
Hey!
Yeah. So it goes like it's couples driving down the Jersey Turnpike or something, and a cop pulls them over.
Yeah.
And the lady says she has to get to the hospital because the baby inside her is the devil.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
I guess one of the localizers was from Jersey. So
That's cool. That is
he
so
snuck,
cool.
snuck that in there.
That's so cool. I guess I'm trying to think of other titles that would kind of fall into this.
It's also they have so many good IPs that everyone just complains when they
What's
they
the deal
put
with
one on
Donkey
hold.
Kong lately?
Donkey Kong, I have no idea. They came out with Tropical Freeze like couple years ago. I think
Okay.
Retro did it on the Wii U.
Okay.
It was okay. It was your standard Donkey Kong Country Fare.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, but I'd like to see a new 3D Donkey Kong one day. You know, in the
Yeah.
vein of 64.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think recently what I would like really like else out there. I'd be
There's
interested in
so many
Nintendo.
IPs out there that people just complain when one gets put on hold. Everyone wants a new Kid Icarus. You just got one on the
You
3DS
got one.
a
You
few
just
years
recently-
ago.
You just did. You just did. You had the 3DS one. Yeah.
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 And it was a pretty fun game. Really horrible voice acting, but fun game nonetheless.
I still gotta play that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
If you can ignore the horrible voice acting, then it's a fun game.
All right.
It's kind of got like Star Fox elements. Into it,
Yeah,
and then,
I was watching some gameplay.
It's
on
just
it,
awkward
yeah.
controls though, because you have to hold the DS with one
And
hand.
see, that's my concern. I don't want to put up with
You
that.
gotta
I
play
just
with the
don't-
stylus and,
Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that.
yeah.
I'm like, no thanks. I think that's my problem too. I just like, no. Why am I working harder? I shouldn't have to work hard playing a
Right.
game.
Yeah. I think you use the stylus to steer the reticle.
Yeah,
And then,
right. And then you use
you use the circle pad to move around.
Yeah.
And then you fire with L.
Oh.
It was yeah.
No thanks.
You can get used to it though.
Oh,
I got
good.
used to it. It's a fun game.
I get used to a game. Lovely. Good. It'll taste better over time. Yes, great. Thanks for the cough medicine. So, what's still got some time. What's our next topic, I guess?
Okay. Well, moving on.
Yeah, let's go along here.
Last one here.
You know?
All right. So talking about the age of the internet.
Internets.
Criticism in the gaming industry is higher than it's ever been, thanks to the internet, where people have easy, infinite access to include their input. Do you think it would be like this if we still lived in an age where we got our gaming news mainly from magazines, where voicing our opinions would be much harder? Or do you think people would just kind of be like, rolling with the punches with whatever games they put out?
Well,
I guess, because, I don't know, the thing with the internet is people can just say anything instantaneously, and it's mostly horrible. Like, I don't think people would really take the time to write letters into these
Well,
companies just to say, like,
right. I mean, you gotta
You know.
remember, like, it's more of a burden now if you're a developer, because unless you have people employed, or many people are doing it as a service, community service, I don't know, they're acting as kind of like maybe not moderators, but observers on behalf of the developer to be able to quickly answer questions.
I mean, the internet's a
Fans
useful
can go
tool
on the internet,
for...
but the information doesn't always reach the developers'
Yeah.
ears, right? It doesn't really reach it doesn't really reach them.
Yeah.
Back when, I was a kid, if you had a problem with a game, you had one or two options. You can always call the 1888 line or whatever, okay? But usually that was used for like gaming cheats and
Yeah.
help. But maybe if you're willing to have your parents pay for the long distance toll, that you can, talk to someone and have the opportunity to voice your opinion. The most popular way, of course, was writing letters, whether it was directly to the developer or to, the variety of magazines that were out then. There was, what was it? Nintendo Power was a big one. What was that one? Game? Oh, man.
I can see
don't
people
remember.
calling in the hotline and be like, yo, Kefka's too hard. You got to change this.
No, what
I
was
can't
that
beat
called?
him.
Yeah. Oh,
You got to
blast, I
patch in a
can't
new...
remember. Oh, no. What was that called? It's not... I know it's not Wizard. Oh, damn it. Give me a second here. So...
I guess the internet is a useful tool for developers to get fan input instantaneously. The problem is they got to filter through all the negativity that people bring to the internet.
And spam and trolls and everything else.
Yeah, trolls. You never know who's like really giving in their honest input anymore. It's a big hassle.
I mean, if you look
So
at...
developers probably get confused by what fans want, because there's just so many. There's like two extremes coming in all at once about what people want.
Yeah.
So
Game Pro. That's what it was.
Game
Pro. I couldn't remember what the devil was called. Game Pro. So bad at me. Game Pro. Because I know that Game Informer is like the newer one you get. I think through GameStop. But I'm back in the day. It was Game Pro and Nintendo Power. So yeah, but even then though it was cool because you may get a letter back from the company. I know people that got letters back right from Nintendo. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool that they would spend that time individually to their audience. The internet, though, you can't reply to every single person's post. It's impossible. There's a bazillion discussion forums out there. And most time people are venting. Yes. That's tough because now, what's a developer going to do? React to every little thing that's said to them? Yeah. I mean, they don't have enough hours in the day for that. So
they probably just cycle through things, and they probably just save, input from people.
Yeah, the genuine input.
They can't get back to everyone. They probably just they sort it out at their headquarters.
But communication now is very fast.
Mm-hmm.
As it's instantaneous. It's satisfying. You can be satisfied. You can go on the internet right away and say, bloop, I'm good. Moving on now. Back in the day, it took thought and patience. When you're going to make that phone call, you better know what you were going to say. If you were going to write that letter, you better have it written well, okay? But nowadays, everybody just put whatever vomit they want to spew up there,
right.
and
horrible grammar.
And it's like it just becomes difficult. That's the only thing I could say. It becomes very difficult for a developer because, they have a duty to listen to their customer, but that becomes awfully tough when the customer's opinion literally can go in every single way at once.
Right.
So you kind of so I guess in a situation like Mass Effect 3, you just kind of look at the overall scope, and everybody was so angry they had to do something about it.
Yeah. I guess and the amount of feedback they get has quadrupled, because you have so many people writing these letters in. But now everyone has access to the internet, so they got 10 times as much feedback coming in at once. It's just overwhelming.
And even when we're talking about all sorts of side access ways. All these companies have main Facebook pages and Twitter accounts, and those things get flooded too. And that's what they really have to take care of because it's their own tag. And and that's just a ton of information right there in those sources before anything else.
Yeah, I don't know. People are just rabid.
Who's
rabid animals?
Stop it! Stop it!
They
now
are.
You're trying to twerk me.
They are. People can find anything to complain about. You put out a quality product, there's going to be thousands of people complaining about and nitpicking about every single little thing.
It's like I can't really say you're wrong.
This character looks a little weird. I don't like this game. I'm not picking this up. Say, why is he wearing a hat? I don't want this guy to wear a hat. I'm not picking up this game anymore. Unsubscribed. All this stupid crap.
I mean, it is true. People do find, but to one end is. But this is a pretty deep topic because we can just say that people are losing their stuff, or is that some people know what they're doing and they're looking for things that haven't been talked about. No one talked about the hat, so I will. So everybody knows I'm the hat talker. I mean, you got that.
They'll find anything to complain about.
You got that nonsense too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, it's interesting because I have lots of gripes with certain games. You don't see me running to the internet and just blah, 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 blah. It's just like, well, this is what it is.
Well, I was going to buy this game until they changed his eye color. Now I don't want it anymore.
I mean, I got games that I bought that I'm not thrilled with. What am I going to do? Return it?
Sell it to GameStop
I
for $2.
No. I only do that when it makes sense. When there's like trading deals and stuff. I don't just do it regularly. And the game has to have some residual value to begin with.
Right.
I love it when I went there and like, what did I have? I had some old PS3 games, right? It was, what was the game with Jack Black? The rock and roll game.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
Tenacious D game?
No, not heavy metal.
He had a game, didn't he?
Did he?
I don't know. He might have.
Oh, man. Well, the title will come to me, I assure you. But anyway,
Wait,
had that.
hold on. Let's back up. Why did you buy a game about Jack Black? let's talk about that
Let's
first.
see. Well, now it's prompted me to see if I can find what the devil's game is called. Let's see. It was a
That's not a JRPG. You shouldn't be getting that, Mike.
PS game. It's I'm looking. At least I thought it was Jack Black. Let's see here. And the answer is Brutal Legend.
Oh,
is,
yeah, I remember.
Is
I heard
because the
that.
lead is voiced by Jack Black.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I didn't play the game. It's still unopened. I have
Really?
no feedback with this game. I bought it like
bought it
literally like a bazillion years ago from a clearance rack on Target for $3.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. I am only going to be given a quarter from the GameStop. Can't I at least
think
get
it-
$1?
I think a quarter is a little generous.
I want $1. I want give me at least one piece of the paper, man. Just one piece of the paper, you know? That's all I want. Oh my god. I still have it because I didn't give it to them for the quarter. It's better suited to like fight off rabid ducks. I'd be like, take Jack Black in the face, boo. Bam. So
Oh man.
yeah, that's what happens. See, I mean, because when I was a bit younger, I would buy some games that are like really cheap on clearance,
Yeah.
just to say. Most of them were crap.
I really wish I had
yeah.
waited to buy that horrible Knights game that came out on the Wii. I think I bought that when it came out new for $50.
Oh,
it was
I
so
got it.
bad.
I have
I
it.
probably sold it
but
for
I
like
got it
$5.
cheaper. I still have it.
Yeah.
I think I still have it just because I still have it because
I think it shot down to like $10 like a month later
I
after I
got some
bought it.
online store for like $15, I think, or something.
Yeah.
And I got Knights because you have to understand, like, for me, I was a big fan of the Knights. You know, I was a huge
I had never
fan.
played it. I never played the
Oh,
Saturn one.
I was a huge fan
I
of
wanted to
Saturn
try it
one.
out,
I
yeah.
mean, this one was about the same, you know. Most people didn't like it. It's not a great game. It's not. But for me, it's interesting as an older gamer. It had that charm. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with this. It's so quirky.
Yeah, I wasn't into it. I'd rather play Knights Pinball than Sonic Adventure.
I never played Knights Pinball.
Really?
Yeah.
It was in the casino stage in Sonic Adventure.
Oh! Right. Oh, I thought you were talking about a separate game.
Oh,
That's
no,
why I
no,
cut
no.
off. Oh, yeah, right.
No,
I know
it was
that.
in- it was in Sonic,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, dude, I could play that for hours.
Yeah.
That was a great pinball game.
Yeah. Sonic Adventure. Sonic
I think it had a little thing to it where like you had to collect the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
Like he flies into the little like thing and you
Yeah.
get another emerald, and it boosts your points.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It was so good.
So good. Where's my new Dragon Ball game? Now I'm gonna be needy. I want that out now. They just showed a new trailer with Trunks. I was like, my man, Trunks. They even had him do like the specific moves. Now I'm getting nerded out on DBZ time here, folks. Where like, okay, do you know your DBZ? Do you know your DBZ?
Oh, of course.
Okay, so you know, obviously, after Frieza, you go into the Android arc, but before that, you had the return of Frieza with King Cold.
Yeah.
And you know how Trunks appears and he's just like slice and dice Frieza,
Yeah.
check. And then he goes to and he does the whole slice and dice, but then he does that thing where he kind of sticks his arm underneath on the other side of his
Yeah,
chest
yeah,
and
yeah.
does the
Oh,
key
does he do
blast.
that in the game?
It's one of the combo moves. He starts
Yes.
slicing, he does
I
the
love
key
that.
blast. I'm like, yes,
That's
it's actually a
awesome.
fighting move. Yes.
That's
I'm like,
really
that's
cool.
right on. I was
Dude.
like, yes, sir.
I can't wait for
The-
Fighter Z.
I am like they just need that to come out like right now. Like I was so mad because there's a playable demo that came out at some point,
Really?
but it's on like a very limited release. I really don't
Wow.
know the deets, as everyone says nowadays. I use the word details, but y'all like use deets. And like so, deets is
Get
you
them
know
deets.
you know and like you know like I say details. They probably think I'm gonna take their car to a shop or something. But like you know with the deets, they it was because I was like researching on the internet because I'm like, where's YouTube videos? But it's about a demo, and it's not like the game that like someone decided like try to screen grab it at like E3 or something. And I'm like, what is this? And I like researched like nuts right away when I saw all these YouTube videos. I'm like, and here is some sort of odd like specialized exclusive release thing that I think certain people got for a very limited beta time. And I'm like, no, where's mine? Where's mine?
I wasn't sure if this was a joke or not, but I saw like one of the characters for Fighter Z they announced was Piccolo in Krillin Fusion.
What?
Yeah, they do the Fusion Ha
Really?
dance.
What?
Was that in Z or is that?
Well, no,
because they showed like
it
a
never.
clip.
Okay, no, the idea was it never really happened because they never fused. The idea was.
Yeah, I was sure I didn't remember that.
No,
from
the
Z.
idea was with the fusion. That was okay. That was when Majin Buu comes back to life. It's Fat Buu.
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta kills himself to kill Buu, and he failed to attack. Schmutz.
What a loser.
And so it's my favorite character, you schmutz. Try harder next time. So like,
Going to hell,
then when
Vegeta.
everybody like was like, oh, now Boo's like just kicking ass, and everybody like ran to Kami's, and that's when Goku told them about the fusion dance.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, as we know,
And Trunks and
Goten
Goten.
were the ones that did it because
Yeah.
they're looking at all their other options based on who's alive. So they're looking at the rest of the Z fighters. And I believe one of the thoughts was like Piccolo and Krillin. They're
Oh,
like,
so it was just a thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let me
So
see
it did
here.
happen in the series, but it didn't happen.
Right, like it was
Okay.
talked about.
Yeah, I didn't remember that when I saw the video. I thought that might have been something from Super,
Yeah,
but the animation looked old, so it had to have been
yeah.
Z. That's
Let's
funny
see
though.
Here. Let's see what I can
But yeah,
find
I think
here.
Piccolo Krillin Fusion is one of the characters in Z.
Yeah,
Fighter
I'm
Z.
just looking here. What is this? What's this insanity here? Hold on. I'm looking. I see things. I will.
Mike's looking. This may take a while.
Only as long as my internet connection speed, people. I can't pay for like the top of everything. Let's see. I'm just gonna look at this one random video. It's either gonna be something genuine or a load of crap. So let's see if it is a load of crap. Let's see here. Give me the play button. Give me this play button. Okay, I'm just watching this one video. Oh, this is from the other game. Oh, never mind. No. It is. No, it is legit. I don't know if it's legit in Fighters. The video that I saw now just looking at, this is from Dragon Ball Z Fusions,
Oh.
which was that game.
Wait, isn't that from DS or something?
Yes, it's a 3DS game. I definitely do want to play it. I'm looking at this gameplay and I'm kind of maybe changing my mind.
Is Fusions, is that a fighting game?
I believe it is. At least this is what I'm looking at here. And, yeah, am I really going to buy it? No, probably not. But they do
Yeah,
have the
don't do
fusion there.
that.
It just basically looks like, you know, Krillin that's green and has Piccolo ears.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about that. Oh, well.
man.
Oh, well, you know. I could just go watch that Dragon Ball Z live action movie. What's next?
Oh, don't do that. Anyway, do you have any more inputs?
I don't really. I mean, I think this episode is more of like a one of them thought-provoking, trying to restrain me from losing my marbles over stupid things episodes because you know, I mean, you have a lot of good thoughts there. I mean, the industry is far different now than what it was,
absolutely.
and you know, we're no longer in this very few channel communication delivery format of supply and demand. Now more than ever the consumer has that voice that is just as powerful as the voice of the producer pretty much, and it's kind of like tug of war now to see who the winner is. And sure, I mean, the winner is, you could say the customer because, they don't buy stuff. The company's going to go buys. But on the same note, the company, has to produce what the fans want that also meets their own line of vision and criteria, know? And again, like I said before, chicken or the egg, you pick. There you go.
All right. Well,
I'm not Mike too.
Gamers, you spoiled. Quit your complaining. That's it. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
And remember, if you have questions, comments, or concerns, you could always reach us at resumegamepodcast@gmail.com. We'll be happy to read them on the air. And
is that it? Come visit us.
Come visit. We're here.
I'm not Mike too.
Yes, you are.
No.
See you later, guys.